place reminds me of Santa's workshop.
Well, ain't this place a geographical oddity?
I'll tell you, mate, if every town in the world were like this one, no man would ever feel unwanted.
Travel oddities.
Odd spot.
And welcome to Odd Spots on the Travel Eyes podcast. I'm Brett, and joining me tonight is the ever so illustrious, charming, debonair, dare I say, magical Harley Covington Hatfield. How's it going?
Did you just call me a Hatfield?
I did call you a Hatfield. You're an honorary Hatfield. You've been adopted.
Son of a bee.
You've been adopted. So last week we talked about Amy and I, because you were dealing with the Yuletide bubonic plague or whatever it was. We talked about weird traditions around the country for Christmas.
Yes.
So we're going to go on a global scale with weird, kind of interesting traditions. This is a little bit off what we normally do, but interesting traditions around celebrating the new year.
Yes.
So I say we dive right in.
Well, I mean, I agree. We just dive right in.
Yeah.
But in the States, the Black Eyed Peas thing,
Right.
New Year's resolutions,
Right.
Those are traditions that we're familiar
Our
with.
balls always drop. Well, unless you're here and you raise the ball.
Other traditions in the U.S. fairly common is taking back the gifts that you got for Christmas to get gift cards.
Yes.
To buy stuff that you actually wanted.
Making false promises to yourselves and your loved ones about doing things differently in 2018 or whatever year. So, yeah.
Agreed. But there are some legit strange.
Some strange ones. So let's go way across the pond to Spain.
Yes, in Spain, this tradition, the 12 grapes of luck. In Spain and some other Latin American countries, one New Year's tradition is to eat 12 grapes, one for each month of the coming year to secure prosperity. Okay, this sounds
easy.
Sounds easy.
Right.
But here's the challenge. You need to eat one grape with each bell strike at midnight.
Wow. Well, yeah, the favored way to do it is you're supposed to take a bite, then swallow the grape halves whole. Now, I'm one of those guys. I don't know about you. I don't know what your grape eating technique is, but I've been known to not really even barely chew a grape. Like, I just eat them. I'm just reaching in the bag and just mindlessly grabbing grapes. I'm going to miss a bell toll, basically, is what I'm saying. I will miss a bell toll.
Yeah, I mean, eating them in time in 12 seconds seems a little difficult, I guess, maybe.
But one thing they do is they partake in a little glass of bubbly, kind of helps wash the whole thing down.
Yeah.
Now, I can clean up some grapes. I've been known to I don't know how many grapes. I was trying to do the math on how many grapes per bushel. I can literally go through one in like a sitting and just not, it's one of those, I don't know. It's one of those just a mindless.
Like potato chips.
You don't think, right. You can't have just one grape. Are you a grape? Are you into grapes?
I like grapes.
I like seedless.
Might be the Roman ancestry.
I can see that. It looks that. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
It's like grapes. I
Grapes.
like grapes.
You're right. Your nose says, I love grapes. Or I like pipe bombs. I don't know. It'd be hard to tell, but yes. Grapes on New Year's. Interesting. Not Black Eyed Peas.
So, you've got a day to get your grapes together if you want to participate in this Spanish tradition.
Okay, so taking a trip south of the border. I don't know. Are you do you fancy yourself? Are you kind of an underwear snob? Do you have a certain type of underwear that you prefer?
All of my underwear are the same brand and style, if that's what you mean.
What is your? Can we go there and say what's your style? Like the bikini cut, where it's just the strap between that separates
just
the
the
thigh?
banana hammock.
The banana hammock style. Well, in Latin American countries like Mexico, Bolivia, and Brazil, the color of your panties will determine what kind of year you'll have. So choose carefully. Now, tradition holds that the red will bring love and romance. Sounds about right, though. And yellow leads to wealth and success, while white, peace and harmony. Green signifies well-being and nature. Now, in Turkey, if you wear red, you're also handed out gifts for good luck and the promise of a fruitful new year. Now, if you go commando, you're guaranteed swamp ass for 12 months. I'm just saying. I've done this. I've done the commando thing in a pinch, like on laundry day. thinking, I'm just headed to the store, and then you end up doing more than you bargained for. Yeah, and I got a baby powder that one later. But I don't know. My favorite pair of underwear are blue, and I didn't see blue on here anywhere. So
maybe you just have to, I don't know, figure out the
proper hue of color.
I'm just thinking there has to be like something associated with the color blue that you can put on an annual basis. So maybe it's sadness. Blue is often associated with sadness,
and sadness is often associated with me. But I will say this: that blue hides the brown and yellow really well.
Gross.
Anyway, so sprechen Sie Deutsch?
I do not speak German.
No German for you?
But I do like their tradition. It's called pouring lead.
Golly, does everything in Eastern Europe have to be like hard as rocks, sharp as sickle? Come on.
Okay, so this particular tradition, it's basically a way to kind of tell your fortune for the year, I guess is the best way to explain it. So you heat lead in a spoon.
Right.
And then drop it into a glass of water. You drop the molten lead into a glass of water. Mm-hmm. The bizarre shapes from the Blegenbin, which is lead pouring, are supposed to kind of tell you what the year's going to bring you. So if the lead forms a ball, luck is going to roll your way, and the shape of a crown means wealth, and the cross signifies death, and a star brings happiness, etc., etc.
If you had to predict what yours would be, like if they said, "Hey, predict what your lead's going to look like," what are you hoping for?
I'll tell you what I'll get. I'll get a glob of lead that has no real shape at all.
It just looks like a blob of ink that
Right.
just hits the bottom.
Yeah, it's going to look like, what's the name of the ink blot test?
A Rorschach test.
Yes.
It's just a Rorschach test at the bottom of the fish tank. So, interesting. I mean, I'm a little bit German, but I don't know. That seems a little extreme. I don't want to hang my hat on how my year is going to be based on lead and water and shapes, because I can already tell you I was born to lose, so things aren't looking good at this point. So moving on, now I don't know about you. When I was a kid, there's something about breaking like glass and bottles, and like, you always wanted to throw that Coke bottle just to see if it'd break, and sometimes it did, but when it did, there's something satisfying.
Okay,
about
so
that.
can we just pause? I feel where you're going here, and that's fine, but you were just talking about how unlucky you are, and then immediately follow up with your freakish desire to break glass things.
Yes.
How many damn mirrors have you broken in your life?
A lot.
Mr. I don't know why I'm so misfortunate. Misfortunate.
I don't know. How does something suffer so much and still live? But anyway, Denmark, their Danish New Year's Eve tradition is to throw plates and dishes against friends' and neighbors' front doors.
That seems a little damn crazy.
It might be a little archaic, but I like the idea because it's a bit of a popularity contest to see who has the bigger pile of broken china the next day. The more friends and good luck you'll have in the coming year based on how
big your pile of broken glass is.
Like.
Okay, here's the issue I have with this.
Okay.
I can see all of your front windows broken because, the neighbor, really thinks you're awesome, and he throws that plate and it hits, gets a little wind buffeted and goes right through your damn front window, and you end up shooting the neighbors because you think they're breaking in.
I don't know. It kind of feels like The Purge a little bit. Like one night you get to just destroy everything. But I'm one of those people that I worry a lot about what people think. And I would be discouraged if I didn't just have a huge pile of china on my porch.
Dude, everybody's got a glass front door.
Right, but
a glass storm door.
People in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks. But please, throw your dishes at my door. Show me that you love me.
Can we just throw beer bottles at you as we drive past?
Like the Bottle Kids and Trailer Park Boys? Yeah, of course.
All right, so this is one that I like. So it's from Ecuador. Scarecrow burning. So people build a scarecrow, like dolls of politicians, pop stars, notable figures, that sort of thing. And then they light those bitches on fire.
Right. It's part of the Año Viejo. Año Viejo.
Right. So basically, it's meant to destroy all of the bad things from last year and kind of cleanse the palate for the new year.
Because really, fire represents a cleansing.
Yes.
You know, that's like sometimes people say that's why we have so it I would know. I burnt my house down. It did. It put new paint on my walls. So I understand.
Well, one of the super interesting that was messed up, but one of the super interesting things about this particular tradition that I really like is they think they've traced it back to an outbreak of yellow fever that hit the small town of. You're going to have to help me with this one. I can't.
Well, I thought it said NyQuil. I say it's Guayaquil.
Okay. In 1895.
Back in 1895.
This yellow fever epidemic came along, and the people in the town had to burn the clothes and the dead to stop the disease from spreading.
There is definitely no order without chaos, and it seems like nothing fun can be born out of anything but tragedy. Well, you're like, I could beg to differ. I don't know. I'm doing all right for myself. Christmas was a solid success. No, but I'm scared of scarecrows, and I'll tell you why. The movie Dark Knight of the Scarecrow scared the living bejesus out of me. I don't like scarecrows. I mean, I would gladly burn one, but I'm just afraid of the fallout.
You think that it's coming back to get you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll save that for our next Halloween show.
For our 30 Days of Oddtober show?
We're not doing 30 Days of Oddtober. I will have you both assassinated if you try to do that shit again. I'm just saying.
It was a tough task. So moving on, round food, round clothes, round everything. Now this is a Filipino tradition. To start the new year, it's all about the money. Locals believe that surrounding themselves with round things to represent coins will bring them money or fortune. As a result, clothes with polka dots are worn and round foods are eaten to really push the fortuna. Coins are kept in pockets and constantly jangled, believed to keep the money flowing. I need to go to the Philippines for the new year to keep the money flowing. You
could just grab the penny jar next to your bed and stuff your pockets.
I've used all the pennies. 100 pennies in $1. Fountain drinks are $1.
Okay, so one of my favorite places.
Scotland.
Yes. First footing is the name of this particular tradition. In Scottish folklore, the first foot is the first person crossing the threshold after midnight. A tall, dark-haired male with gifts like coins, coal, bread, salt, and a wee dram of whiskey is thought to bring the best luck for the house. The tradition probably dates back to Viking days when big blonde strangers, commonly armed with axes and swords at the door, meant trouble, and in some places, first footing by a fair-haired male is still regarded as unlucky.
Well, I've got fair hair myself. You know, I'll stab you with a sword.
So, yeah, I'm confused.
So are you better luck than I am? Because you have dark hair? Because, I was born with fair hair. But as I matured, it became more grayish blonde. Is that still considered fair hair?
Yes, I think that you would be considered more Viking.
Hear that, Nita? I'm more Viking.
Brett is more Viking than Harley.
Skull!
So, yeah, it's interesting.
So I have an interesting a tradition in Italy. It's like tossing a furniture.
This sounds very similar to tossing plates.
Oh,
China.
I really didn't know where you were going with that.
Tossing salad.
Tossing salad. I do fancy myself a tossed salad with a house vinaigrette.
So tell us about this tradition from Italy.
So you've heard of the term out with the old, in with the new.
Yes, I have.
Well, Naples, Italy, that's their motto because they toss everything from toasters to fridges off their balconies, getting rid of any old possessions to symbolize a fresh start in the new year. To prevent serious injury, most locals stick to small and soft objects for their throwing tradition, though it's still a good idea to watch your head should you travel to Naples or Johannesburg, South Africa, where they do the same thing. Man, didn't that... I bet you can't find a storage building in Naples, Italy. I'm tossing it. But who cleans it up? I mean, I'm one of those people that I've been known to just, if it's not nailed down and I'm tired of looking at it, it goes in the trash.
So I actually had a conversation kind of revolving around Christmas and my desire to, if it doesn't have sentimental value and I don't use it, it's gone.
It's gone.
And Amber was, saying, how she keeps everything. She's got this from, this many years back. And
Right.
she knows she has a whole box full of this stuff somewhere. And we were talking about the kids and how much junk they have in their rooms, except for Connor, who takes after me quite a bit when it comes to that. And the boy doesn't keep anything unless it has extreme sentimental value or he's using it on a regular basis.
Yeah, the kid has no clutter.
None.
No, I mean, you would think, okay, his room's clean. It's bound to be in the closet. Nope.
Yep. Not under the bed, not in the closet. The drawers have
Hell,
everything.
I couldn't find his Xbox one time because I thought he got rid of it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea.
I do too.
And I think, spring cleaning, it's a real thing. Like,
Well, especially directly after Christmas.
right, why get the new one and set it on top of the old last year's model or anything like that? Just literally, if it doesn't say from Grandma 1988, and even still, I'm like, I could put it in a box and put it away somewhere. It just, yeah, clean sweep. It's a symbol.
Cleansing.
It's a cleansing. It's symbolic. It's like the fire. Just you don't need it. Get rid of it.
I will say, don't throw it out your damn window.
No.
More than likely, somebody needs it, so
Donate it.
donate it.
If you have a VCR, I know someone that will take it from you. You may know him. So yes,
Something wrong with you.
there is something wrong. So
Moving on to
more Eastern Europe,
Romania. Animal spirits. So Romania is a country steeped in tradition, especially in the rural areas. Mm-hmm. And New Year's Eve highlights include mask dances and ceremonies about death and rebirth, which makes perfect sense to me. Mm-hmm. Dancers dress up in furs and wooden masks depicting goats, horses, bears, and then they dance from house to house to ward off evil spirits. The dance of the bear is the most popular. According to pre-Christian folklore, if a bear enters somebody's house, it brings prosperity, health, and good fortune.
So far, most of, if not all of these traditions have not required you to call a cab, call a tipsy tow, have your car towed because it's parked on somebody's curb, or required you to hold somebody's hair back while they puke in the street. So far, I'm all in on all these traditions. I'll take these over getting sloppy ass drunk any day of the week.
For some reason, maybe I'm biased because I'm not a big drinker. Mm-hmm. Seems like every holiday is just an excuse
To get sloppy drunk.
to get sloppy drunk. And I can talk about her because she's not here to throw stuff at me right now. Mm-hmm. But Amy is one of the people where it's every holiday has some sort of alcohol associated with
I know,
it.
but I don't.
She's not here, so you can be honest.
Well, I know, but I don't.
She
know
won't
if-
listen to this.
I don't know if a Friday night's. I mean, I look at my calendar, and normally most holidays are marked on the calendar, but when it just says Friday, I don't know that. She's had some days where she didn't come into the podcast because she was celebrating. I don't know. A cashier's
Cinco de Thursday
or a cashier's promotion that she hardly knows. I mean, so yeah, I guess I'm just not a big drinker, and I don't know. How long was Prohibition? 10 years?
I don't know. Why do you ask me random questions?
I just feel like after Prohibition, after that was over, we just became like this alcoholic. It was just an alcoholic state of mind around here.
We need a room full of fact checkers who just bounce off.
Yes.
Bounce answers to us
So they can hand
when you ask ridiculous questions that have nothing to do with anything.
I'm trying to keep you on your game. Honestly, you're kind of the guy. You're the researcher in the mystery machine.
Yeah. Hey, you know how I normally give you time to research? Why don't you just randomly research everything?
It's a simple question. I didn't ask you something difficult. I just asked how long Prohibition was.
Do you know how long Prohibition was?
It was like 10 years.
Was it 10 years?
Yeah, it was like from like 1920.
Was it 9 years or was it 11 years? Was it exactly 10 years?
I think it was around about 10 years. Yeah.
Roundabout.
Yeah, 1923 to 1931 or 2 or something like that. Like
roundabout.
Yeah.
8 or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12.
Anyway,
somewhere in that. Okay.
We love our alcohol. America loves their alcohol.
Yes. I think everybody loves their alcohol. There's a perfectly good place for alcohol, and apparently it's Amy's house on Friday or Thursday or Wednesday.
Well, I think she does Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Is it every other day?
Yeah.
It's probably good for the liver.
It's got to be.
Give it time to regenerate.
She's one of those people that she reads an article that a glass of wine is good for you every night because of the antioxidants.
So she figures she'll double up to get twice the antioxidants?
Right. There's no antioxidants in vodka. There's just not. Or margaritas. Anyway, so.
All right. So we've got another one from Italy.
They're so romantic. Don't you want to ride on a gondola in Venice?
Yes.
That's your home country. Isn't that where part of your people are from?
Yes.
I can say that's not racist.
It's a little racist.
It wasn't. I said that's where part of your people are from. There's a little bit of people that know you and seen you can see it when you say, "Yeah, I've got Italian on my grandma's side." They can look at you and see that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So Venice is a romantic place.
Yes.
In case you didn't know. Now, any time of the year, but on New Year's Eve in the Piazza San Marcos, tens of thousands of locals and tourists gather for fireworks, a light show, which sees hearts raining down, and a kiss in Venice. The evening is all about love and your loved ones, so celebrate with a proper smooch. Welcome in the new year with a kiss.
Yeah, it's a mass kissing.
Bellissima. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Everybody gets together and kisses at the same time. Not the whole crowd. They don't all like try to touch, 50,000 lips together all at one time.
It's not like a French kiss gangbang or anything like that.
Right. Go with someone that you would kiss and then kiss them. That's
the easiest way. You think you get sick living with 100 kids? Can you imagine trying not to get sick in like a mass smooch out?
Well, you're only going to kiss the person that you came with, the one person. Mm-hmm. You're not just going to line up.
What if you come by yourself?
Like run down the line with your tongue sticking out.
You're just like swiping it down.
We could start our own tradition.
What?
Not me and you personally,
Right.
but we could start in Oklahoma. We could just have like the mile of tongues.
You know how many times I've screwed up the kiss at midnight?
All of them?
Dude, I've been married twice. I've been in a constant relationship for 20 years. Yes, all of them.
Good job.
Okay. I didn't know that the ball rose here. Okay. So, and I was facing the wrong way, and then the kiss didn't happen, and now I'm living with my mom. So
that's brilliant. I really need that, like a permanent clip. No, I'm living with my mom.
So,
all right. So the next one's a little closer to home. It comes to us from Idaho. So
you don't even believe Idaho exists.
I don't.
I don't know that it does. I think Idaho is just a big potato that you drive over. I think it's just a big speed bump made out of a russet potato.
I've never had an occasion to go into Idaho.
Have you ever known anybody to go to Idaho or drive through there or anything?
We've had Facebook conversations about this. People swear that Idaho exists, and they get offended when we say that it doesn't exist. I've just never been, and I've never personally met someone who said, hey, when I was back in Idaho.
Right, back when I was in Idaho. No, I think their motto is, I don't know. Idaho.
It's run by the CIA.
It is.
Okay, so in Idaho, it's a little different. It hadn't been going that long. So basically, it's the 7th year. Mm-hmm. The people of downtown Boise will welcome in the new year by dropping a giant potato from the sky. So they've got more than 40,000 spectators turn up to see this internally lit giant potato, 400-pound glow tato drop from town square. It's like an LSD trip, stoner's like wet dream. And by the way, Aaron, if you don't draw this, I'm going to be very disappointed. I can already see. I can already see the falling potato drawing. I already see it. I can see it. I just hope that it comes out the same way that I see it in my mind. But it's not. There are other traditions around the country that drop stuff like possums. I mean, it's just weird, odd
we drop balls.
Monday's show is about something, a weird place with a weird tradition of something dropping on New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve. So we'll have an example for you on Monday.
Well, I think ball dropping is overrated. It's got me in more trouble than I can handle. On New Year's, I don't know where you thought I was going with that.
Oh no, I didn't think anything negative at all.
But yeah, so go see a potato drop and tell us about it, because we don't believe that it.
We're gonna have to take a Idaho road trip.
Where is Idaho?
Over there by
somewhere. It's by here. It's by two not important places, but it's in between two other states. How long does it take to get to Idaho? I've never heard anybody say, yeah, well, it takes about 12 hours to get to Idaho. I've never heard someone talk about it.
Okay, we'll definitely plan an Idaho trip.
I think that's where the Men in Black are stationed. I just don't think that it exists.
Langley is in Idaho, or Idaho is Langley.
All right, so according to Japanese tradition.
Yes, the Japanese, they can always be counted on for some weird... some weirdness.
They live in the 90s, and they have some really odd traditions. So in Japan, at midnight, Buddhist temples all over Japan, and there's a lot of them, ring their bells 108 times to dispel the 108 human passions that all human beings have.
Evil human passions.
Well, evil human passions. Are there really only 108?
I mean, the Bible's got it down to 10, so...
Well, I'm just saying, Charles Manson, he died at 107. I mean, he left one thing off his list, I'm sure. The Japanese believe that the ringing of the bells will cleanse them from all their sins of the previous year. Now, traditionally, 107 bells are rung on the last day of the year, and the 108th is in the new year. So after midnight, you get that additional ring.
Right, so you start New Year's Eve, and you're ringing the bell, and your last bell is directly after midnight on New Year's Day.
And then you eat buckwheat noodles called toshikoshi soba noodles.
Sure you do.
Or you eat, okay, many people eat buckwheat noodles, kind of like we do with the black-eyed peas.
Got it.
Because they symbolize a wish for a long life.
It's cool.
Speaking of Japanese, I don't know how you feel about documentaries. You like documentaries?
Yes.
There's a great documentary on a 137-year-old sake brewery in Japan that literally from October until February make sake by hand. They can't leave. They can't go home. They spend Christmas there. If someone dies, they can't go to the funeral. Nothing. It's called Sake, The Joy of Sake or something like that. If you get a chance, check it out. It's really cool.
It's cool.
You like sake?
I'm not a big alcohol drinker, so no.
I think that sake is in a different class.
I don't disagree. It's not, I've had it, and it wasn't so awesome that I had to turn around.
Oh, it's called The Birth of Sake, sorry.
Ah, okay. And, anyway, alcohol just doesn't have a big appeal to me. But anyway, so that's just a few of the traditions from around the world for New Year's Day. If you guys know of some that are really cool, let us know so we can include them in next year's show.
Oh, look at it. Brave prediction that Travel Oddities will be here next year.
Oh, Travel Oddities will be here next year.
He has been consulting the tea leaves on these.
There will not be a 31 Days of Oddtober, but there will be a Travel Oddities podcast on New Year's Eve next year.
Even if it's just Harley.
Yes. Even if it's just Harley.
And
my dog.
Talking about Brett in the past tense. He was such a good guy.
Yeah, but let us know. Give us a call on the odd line. What is the number?
7865
Oddity
or 7865-3489.
Something like that. Or hit us up on Facebook, yes. Travel Oddities Podcast. Yeah, I think that's we've kind of
I think we got a few more things in the tank before the end of the year, right?
No, we have.
This is it? Is this a wrap?
The Monday show is New Year's Day, which is the first day of 2018. So this is the official last show of 2017.
Can we even say 2018 is going to be a big year for 2018
is going to be huge.
Huge. Spelled YOUG. It's going to be it's like nothing you've ever seen before. It's huge.
Yes, that kind of huge.
It's going to be big.
But anyway.
Not average size. Big.
Huge.
Huge.
But anyway, this has been the Travel Oddities podcast. Have a happy New Year's.
Yes, don't listen. Wait.
Thank
I
you.
got to do this.
Go ahead.
I got to do this.
Gut.
If you're out and about,
Not gonna do it.
don't drink and drive. AAA does free tipsy tow. Call an Uber. Call a friend.
Call Brett.
Call me.
Brett will come get you. If you're in Idaho, he may not. But in all other 49 states, Brett will come pick you up.
I think when you drive into Idaho, it's the same thing that happens in Close Encounters when his truck started to bzz, 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 and things, the radio changed.
Yes.
A light came down. I think that's what happens when you cross into the Idaho state lines. But
So
yes.
anyway, in all 49 other states, there is a Brett. And
There
it's
is a
not
Brett.
this Brett, but it's a version of this Brett.
1 tier 2.
And he'll pick you up and he'll drive you home.
Now, if you meet a Brett that's BREHT, let me know, because somebody messed up. Anyway, this is Travel Oddities. Happy New Year, and we're looking forward to 2018. I'm Brett.
I'm Harley. Peace.
Jem is truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous.
She's Jem, the most glamorous rock star ever. She's also Jerica, the president of Starlight Music. But only her friends, the Holograms, Kimber, Aja, and Shayna, know that Jerica is also Jem.
But we're the misfits. Our songs are better. We are the misfits. The misfits. And we're gonna get her.
Jem, truly outrageous. And they're each sold separately from Hasbro.
Jem.
Da 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 dee dee da da. Da 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 dee da da. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Yabba dabba do. Yabba dabba do dibba do dibba 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 do da. New Year's Eve traditions around the world coming up on the Travel Oddities podcast. New Year's Eve traditions, I'm talking, and it's hitting about 12 is the maximum.